Storytime channels. It's been a very long time, at least a couple of years since I've looked at any Storytime animation channels. Essentially, for those that don't know, back in the day, there were channels blowing up like My Story Animated, which made some absolute hood classics back in the day. More recently, there's been another Storytime channel that's popped up on my radar whenever I looked at the YouTuber JUJ's video about Storytime channels, and I simply just couldn't resist when I saw this. So this channel right here is called Share My Story in brackets Honey Entertainment, and it's got 2.5 million subscribers. Pretty much to put it lightly, I have no idea how in the hell that's even happened. Today we're going to be looking at 3 videos in particular which I found to be pretty insane. So let's begin. Now before we start, make sure you join the brand new Glider Guy Gang Discord server, top link in the description. And yeah, let's start with this video here. I am breastfed at 16. I mean, already right off the bat, what the hell could you possibly mean by that? There is no way you can twist this at all. Like, that title is insane. Anyways, let's start.
Hey, I'm Chris, and I've always been very close with my mom. I guess it's because my dad left us when I was a baby.
Okay, so your dad leaving you means you gotta breastfeed, like get breastfed till you're 16? Like, what kind of excuse is that, bro? Alright, I'm only 7 seconds in, let's keep watching. Maybe there's a good explanation for this.
Ever since, our favorite activity was her breastfeeding me. But on my 10th birthday, she asked me if I wanted to stop doing it. I was shocked and started crying, because I loved drinking my mom's milk.
This is literally how every unemployed dude be acting when their parents ask them to get a job. Okay, look, I know that's kind of ironic coming from me. I mean, technically, I'm unemployed, you know, I mean, this YouTube thing is my job. But seriously, how do you get to 10 years old? Like, bro, we're skipping so many details here. How did you get to 10 years old and you're still doing this? Like, bro, don't you stop that when, like, you're able to walk? Like, I swear. Yeah, this is gonna be the weirdest thing ever. I don't know how this is possible.
It tastes much better than cow milk. Because even though it starts off a bit watery, after a few seconds it gets really creamy. Yum! That's why I told her I would never stop drinking her milk. And to this day, every morning and every evening, my mom comes into my room to breastfeed me.
Oh, hell nah. There is no way this is real. Oh my god, bro. Like, I swear a lot of these Storytime channels, I don't know where they even find these stories from. I swear they act like they're true. Like, bro, I swear this channel genuinely, like, believes that all these stories are real. How does this even happen? Seriously. Like, it's 16? Oh my god, there has to be something I'm missing. I just swear there's gotta be something. Look, I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this right now that unfortunately, you know, like, don't have father figures. Tell me right now, have you ever had this happen to where, you know, if your father isn't in your life, this is what you do to, this is what you do to cope with that fact. This just never happens. Like, what is this?
I guess the only weird thing is that I'm 16. I actually didn't know it was strange to be breastfed as a teenager, because my mom homeschooled me until 8th grade.
Okay, well that'll make sense then. Of course you don't think it's weird, you don't see anyone else. I mean, look, this isn't to diss anyone that's homeschooled. I mean, if you're homeschooled, like, you can still go play sports and, you know, still be social. But yeah, bro, some of these homeschool kids, I swear, that they be some of the weirdest dudes ever.
After that, I went to a public school, and when I asked one of my classmates if he'd rather drink milk from a cow or from his mom, he started laughing because he thought I was making a joke. But I don't think it's something to laugh about. I mean, what's wrong about being breastfed as a teenager? It tastes amazing. There are lots of health benefits.
Are you serious? You're really gonna bring up health benefits about this? Strong immunity, lower risk about... Bro, that is the most NPC, you know, benefits list I've ever seen in my life. The bottom line is, you're weird, Chris. What do you mean? 16 years old? Oh my god, bro. There's no way... How can you justify this?
The only thing I wish is that my mom was less overprotective and less involved in my life. I often feel like I'm living in a bubble. Like, she won't let me play soccer with my classmates because she is worried about me being injured. And when I meet up with friends at a mall, she wears a wig and follows us wherever we go.
Okay, well, it seems like you're not the only weird one, then. It seems like your mum is also weird. Also, what do you mean you don't want your mum to be in your life as much? Like, she breastfeeds you at 16? What do you mean? Like, how can you even say that? You know how you can make sure that she's not as involved in your life? I don't know, you maybe just drink normal milk. Like that's probably the first thing I can think of. Okay, so that video is absolutely disgusting, and it really doesn't get any better. Here we have my brother sold me in Egypt. I mean, what?
Hey, I'm Aideen, and last year, something terrible happened to me. My family and I went on vacation to Egypt, where we took a look at the pyramids, the Sphinx, and lots of sand. Everything was good until my psychopath brother turned my vacation into a nightmare. First, I caught him stealing sunglasses from a small shop. I told him to put them back, but he started laughing and said, "Or what?" I responded, or I will call the police.
Okay, maybe there's a reason that you got sold. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, obviously I'm joking. But look, bro, I mean, this is the most L-mans or L-womans I've ever seen in my life. Look, I get it. Obviously, you shouldn't steal from a store. Like, I'm not saying that you should. But, like, imagine sitting there saying that you'll call the police on your own brother if he, like, steals sunglasses or something like that from the store. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if your brother sold you.
And he said, I don't care. I will just tell them that you have stolen the sunglasses. That's when he threw the sunglasses into my bag. Of course, I freaked out and immediately put them back on the rack. But my brother was laughing. For him, everything was just a joke. I guess that's also why he had a long criminal record. One time, he convinced an old lady to give him $5,000 so he could afford his cancer treatment. But of course, my brother never had cancer. He was just scamming an old lady.
Okay, yeah, well, that's pretty messed up. I mean, obviously, yeah, that's bad. But one thing I gotta ask, how are your parents not onto that? Do your parents not discipline him? Like, I'm sorry, what? I'm pretty sure most parents, like, if they've got that amount of money and, you know, they're that well off, surely you can spend a bit of time, like, you know, telling the son, hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that. I don't know how this ties into you being sold, but let's find out.
But when we took a rest inside our hotel lobby, a man came up to my dad. He pointed at me and said, "Is this your daughter?" My dad said, yeah? And the man said, "She is very beautiful, and I want to ask if she is interested in getting married." Of course, my dad responded, "No, she's not. Please leave us alone." And the man walked away again. I said, this was so scary, and my dad agreed. However, my brother was suddenly missing until he knocked at my door the next morning. He said, "Hey, Dad wants to show us something." I said, okay, and followed him. We left our hotel and walked through many long and narrow streets. I asked my brother, "Are you sure Dad walked in here?" But my brother kept quiet until we arrived at a house. We went inside and there was one familiar-looking man.
Okay, are you serious? This did not happen, bro. Are you telling me that the brother took this guy to the dude that's like, do you want to get married? And forced his sister to get married? Bro, okay, what are we doing here? Share my story, at least try and make these believable. Are you serious? Like, bro, I have a sister. I couldn't imagine, like, this being a real thing that I would do. Like, what is going on? And then, yeah, apparently the brother, like, gets money from it or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, the next video we have here are my boyfriend replaced me with a robot. I mean, come on.
Hey, my name is Clarissa, and this story is about my completely immature boyfriend, Dennis. He was the kind of guy that never helped with the housework, and who always sat on the couch playing video games while I was doing laundry.
Well, I mean, that's probably valid. I'm kidding, obviously. I mean, if the guy isn't doing any work or doing anything like that, look, I can understand if this guy's working 12 hours a day and you're like the stay-at-home mum. I can understand that. But this guy doesn't really look like he's doing much, so hey, it's probably not a good thing.
Of course, that made me angry. But whenever I asked him to help me out, he would say, "My job as an accountant is very stressful, and I'm making twice as much money as you do. So, it's only fair if you do the housework." Ugh. To make things worse, my boyfriend was very insecure and always got jealous when I talked about other guys. One time, I just wanted to visit one of my coworkers inside the hospital because he had suffered from a heart attack. But my boyfriend Dennis grabbed my arm and told me to stay home because, according to him, only sluts spend time with other dudes when they have a boyfriend.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, if what this woman is saying is true, then yeah, this guy's probably a little bit of a psycho. Look, I mean, the argument about this guy making twice as much money, it doesn't really matter if this girl also has a job. If the girl didn't have a job and she was just sitting at home and all she had to do was house chores, then yeah, I can understand the dude's frustration. If he's working, you know, 12 hours a day and making all the money, then fine. But if you both have jobs, right? Like, if you're in a relationship and you both have jobs and you expect the woman to be doing all the housework, like, no, that's just not gonna happen. If you're doing an equal amount of like actual work and getting paid the same, then you should also be expected to both be doing the exact same amount of cooking, cleaning, whatever else.
Yeah, I know. My boyfriend Dennis was an idiot, and I should have broken up with him right then. But I guess I was scared of leaving him because I didn't know if I would ever find another boyfriend. However, one day he called me the worst girlfriend in the world. And then he criticized me, saying that I didn't know how to properly clean a house. I knew he didn't appreciate me at all, and that's why I told him I wouldn't sleep with him anymore until he apologized and finally started helping with the housework. However, he just got really angry and said I would regret this badly.
And then what? He replaced you with a robot? Like, where does this tie in?
I was desperate to know what it was. And when Dennis came home, he made a big deal about opening it in front of me. And when I saw what was inside, I was shocked. It was a female sex robot.
What? Oh my, okay, this just doesn't happen. Seriously, I've never seen anything like this in my life. What is this?
Dennis smirked and said, "That's what you get for not giving me what I want. Now I don't need you anymore because I have Anna." Can you believe that thing had a name? And when he switched it on, it started talking. She said things like, "Hello, Daddy. Are you ready to play?" "Oh, yes, baby," said Dennis. It was so creepy. That's when I realized that my boyfriend was completely mental.
Oh yeah, you think? He's not even the main breadwinner of the house. He's literally just working a job like you are as well. And then he gets a robot to do like all the chores for him or whatever and replace you, and now you think he's mentally insane. Like, yeah, bro, I'm sure this is a real story that actually happened. Anyways, yeah, I'm so done with honey entertainment, I guess this is. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.